Golden Goose. Once upon a time there was a king. His empire was very big. He had many followers and also had a huge palace. There was a big pond inside the palace in which some swans roamed happily. The king would also be happy to see that the swans enhance the beauty of his pond. To express their gratitude to the king, the swans used to give a golden feather to the king every third month. The king also respected the presence of these beautiful swans. This continued for a long time. One morning, swans were swimming in the pond enjoying the warmth of the sun. Another swan which was completely golden in color came into the pond. The swans of the pond were surprised to see that stranger swan had come into the pond without permission. He asked the golden swan to leave the pond immediately. But the golden swan stubbornly refused to leave from there in a very rude manner. Then the swans of the pond threatened the golden swan in harsh voices to leave the pond. Angered, the golden swan said, "I will go to the king and tell him about your behavior. I would also like to point out that you did not allow me to swim in the pond even for some time." The old swan of the king's pond said, "Go and say whatever you feel like doing. This is our home and we do not welcome strangers. Apart from this, we also gift a golden feather to the king every third month as a mark of gratitude. The king will not listen to anything you say. Now you go from here." The golden swan flew straight to the king and complained about the swans living in the pond. He said, "Your Majesty, I feel very sad to tell you about my experience about your royal palace. I wanted to swim in your pond for some time, but the swans living in the pond did not allow me to stay there and even threatened to kill me if I did not obey their orders." He also said that he would not allow any stranger to enter the pond, and he also offered a golden feather to the king every third month as a token of gratitude. Hearing this, the king became angry and ordered his soldiers to kill those unruly swans. The soldiers took their bows and arrows and headed towards the pond. While he was aiming at the swans, the old swan said, "We should leave from here. The king does not respect us and our presence in the pond. Instead of us who have been living here for years, he listened to the words of a stranger. This is the right time for us to fly away from here." And thus all the swans flew away from the pond. The pond became empty and its beauty was lost. Seeing this, the king immediately realized his mistake. He thought in his mind, "What kind of foolishness was it on my part to fall into the words of a stranger and fall in love with those generous and beautiful people?" Ordered to kill the swans. Those swans which showed their generosity by giving me golden feathers and also enhanced the beauty of this place. Moral: one should not do any work without thinking.